Breath is the only aspect of our bodies that we have immediate access and control over. And if you happen to be feeling a little bit anxious or a little bit lethargic, a little bit unenthused, we can bring our bodies into immediate balance by controlling the breath. Now, this next technique that we're going to take might seem a little humorous if you remember or know of the character from SNL's Molly Shannon's Superstar. Believe me, this particular technique helps to balance our nervous system and bring us into a state of rest and relaxation immediately. So find a comfortable seat. Take the right hand under the left armpit, the left hand under the right. Here's where the Molly Shannon character comes in, right? And once we get the giggles and the laughs out of the way, feel free to close your eyes. As you close your eyes, start to feel for the breath moving underneath your hands. This requires you to maybe press a little bit harder or a little bit firmer than you normally would. You might notice that one side of your ribs is a little bit more dominant or a little bit more expansive and open than the other side. This technique takes a few moments to settle into, so if you're not quite sure yet, go ahead and just feel the rise and the fall of the rib cage expanding and contracting. We breathe out of one nostril for 88 minutes every single day before it automatically switches to the opposite side. The left nostril is regulated by the right brain hemisphere. The right nostril is regulated by the left brain hemisphere. So depending on which brain hemisphere is more active, you might be a little bit more alert for 88 minutes, almost an hour and a half, or you might be a little bit more creative. And see if you can start to notice now if one side is a little bit more open, has a little bit more breathing room. We can switch the flow of air by taking the hand that's on top. You can peek up at me if you need to. And plug it back underneath the same armpit, just crisscross on the bottom, right? Making sure that you're not switching the hands, but just that one hand. And go ahead and close the eyes again. And when we switch that top hand to the bottom, we are pressurizing a nerve between the 5th and 6th rib cage that releases the opposite side mucous membrane. It's very subtle, but very profound. See if you can start to feel when that shift of air, when that balance starts to happen. And you'll start to notice that both sides of your ribs, both sides of your lungs are breathing at the same capacity, expanding at the same ratio, same rate, which means that both brain hemispheres are now equally balanced, and that you've stimulated your parasympathetic nervous system, which is responsible for rest and digest. Once you start to feel both sides of your lungs, both sides of the ribs equally expanding, go ahead and float the backs of your hands to the tops of your knees. Index fingers and thumbs to touch. And see if you can notice any shift in your body, in your mind. You can even keep your eyes closed for a little bit. Our ability to bring ourselves into immediate balance or a state of calmness is a vital tool in today's ever-expanding and ever fast-paced world. You can go ahead and half blink your eyes open and take in your space if you haven't done so already. If you like how this particular technique made you feel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to follow along for more of these quick tune-ups every week.